Welcome to another deep dive. And wow, this one's going to be interesting, I think. We're going to be talking about the origins of the universe.
Okay.
From like both the biblical and scientific perspectives, and then we're going to kind of go into parallel universes, AI, even touch on space exploration.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's like you've assembled this puzzle made of seemingly unrelated pieces, but by the time we get through with this thing, I think we're going to see how they all kind of fit together.
Exactly. And that's what I love about these deep dives. It's not just like summarizing information.
Right.
It's about finding the connections and kind of the hidden threads that link all of these big ideas together.
Exactly. Okay, so why don't we start at the very beginning?
Sounds good.
You've given us two very different perspectives here to consider.
Yeah.
The biblical account from Genesis and then the Big Bang Theory.
Two origin stories, each trying to answer that fundamental question.
Right.
Where did it all begin?
Right. So Genesis kind of paints this picture of God creating the universe in 6 days.
Right.
Starts with light, then separation of heaven and earth.
Okay.
And then the formation of land and sea, followed by plants and animals. And finally, humans are created in God's image. Mm-hmm. So there's a really sense of purpose and order in this narrative, and this idea that the universe has a spiritual dimension alongside the physical one.
Yeah. Okay, so the Big Bang.
Yes. The Big Bang, on the other hand, tells the story of the universe kind of emerging from this incredibly dense and hot singularity.
Okay.
So imagine everything we know, like all the stars, galaxies, planets, compressed into a point smaller than an atom.
Oh, wow.
And then in a fraction of a second, this singularity explodes outward and expands and cools over billions of years.
Oh, wow.
And so from that primordial, soup stars and galaxies begin to form, and heavier elements are created in the fiery arts of dying stars, and eventually our solar system takes shape.
So one of the articles that you sent mentions using the redshift of distant galaxies
as evidence for this expansion.
Yes.
So basically, it's like the way that the sound of a siren changes as it moves towards or away from you.
Yeah.
The light from those distant galaxies is stretched, shifting towards the red end of the spectrum.
Exactly.
Which tells us they're moving away from us.
That's a great analogy.
Okay.
And it's one of the key pieces of evidence that supports the Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
What I think is fascinating here is not just the difference in the time scales, 6 days versus billions of years, but also the implications for humanity's place in the universe.
I see what you mean. Genesis puts humanity at the center of creation.
Yes.
Created on the last day as the pinnacle of God's work.
Right.
But the Big Bang suggests a universe where humanity's arrival is much more recent.
Yeah.
Maybe even a cosmic accident in a way.
Yeah.
It's a humbling thought.
Absolutely. It challenges us to kind of rethink our assumptions about our significance in the grand scheme of things. And yet, both of these narratives, the ancient story and the modern scientific theory, I think are driven by that same fundamental human desire to understand where we come from and why we're here.
Okay, so we've explored the very beginning of the universe.
Yes.
But what about the possibility of other universes existing alongside our own? You also included some articles on parallel universes, which is a truly mind-bending concept.
It is indeed. The idea of parallel universes is still largely theoretical.
Okay.
But there are certain theories in physics, like string theory and quantum mechanics, that suggest the possibility of multiple universes existing alongside our own.
I've always struggled to wrap my head around those theories.
Yeah.
They seem so abstract.
They are complex, but let me try to simplify it.
Okay.
Imagine a loaf of bread with each slice representing a different universe.
Okay.
These universes might have different physical laws, different constants, even different versions of ourselves, living out different lives.
So you're saying there could be a universe where I'm a Grammy-winning podcast host and a world-famous astrophysicist.
Perhaps.
I like the sound of that.
The key point is that these are separate universes with no way for us to really interact with them or even confirm their existence directly.
So this brings us to your questions about Earth-like planets, or what they call exoplanets.
Yes.
We're discovering more and more planets outside our solar system.
Yeah.
Some of which could potentially support life.
Right.
Do you think that these exoplanets could be considered a form of parallel universe?
That's an interesting way to look at it. While they're not separate universes in the sense of having different physical laws, they do represent the possibility of other Earths out there, perhaps even with life forms that have evolved along entirely different paths.
makes you wonder, doesn't it? Are we truly unique in the vastness of space?
Yeah.
Or just one of countless civilizations that are scattered across the cosmos?
And if there are other intelligent beings out there, what are they like? Are they similar to us or something entirely different?
Okay, I can already feel my brain starting to stretch here. But before we get too lost in the cosmos,
Okay.
let's shift gears a little bit and talk about AI.
Okay.
You've included some really fascinating articles that explore the origins of artificial intelligence and its potential implications for humanity.
Yeah, this is where things get really interesting. One of the articles that you shared even raises the question of whether AI could be alien technology.
Wait, seriously, alien tech? I thought that was just like a sci-fi thing.
It might sound far-fetched,
Yeah.
but the article presents some really intriguing points.
Go.
For example, it highlights the incredible speed of AI development in recent years.
Yeah.
Just a few years ago, AI writing music indistinguishable from Bach was unthinkable.
Right?
And now it's a reality.
Wow.
And that pace of change is what makes some people wonder if we're dealing with something beyond human ingenuity.
Yeah, you're right. That is a great example. The progress has been astounding.
Yeah.
But couldn't this rapid development simply be the result of brilliant minds building on each other's work?
That's certainly a possibility. And the article also presents an alternative theory
Okay.
that AI was developed by a small group of brilliant humans who had access to some sort of hidden knowledge or resources
Wow.
that allowed them to make these incredible breakthroughs.
So either aliens or a secret society of geniuses. I'm starting to feel like I'm in a Dan Brown novel.
And then there's the black box problem of AI.
Right.
Even the developers don't fully understand how some of these complex systems work.
Right.
It's as if the AI is making decisions based on patterns and connections that are beyond our current comprehension.
That adds like a whole other layer of mystery to this whole equation.
Yeah.
It's like we've created something that's already exceeding our grasp.
And this leads us back to your question about AI potentially being technology.
Right.
What if those breakthroughs aren't human intuition, but borrowed or derived from something else entirely? What if we've stumbled upon a form of intelligence that's not of this world?
Whoa, okay. Now I'm really starting to see how these seemingly disparate ideas
Right.
are starting to connect. Creation stories,
Yeah.
parallel universes, AI.
Yeah.
It's all part of this grand exploration of what lies beyond our everyday experience.
Exactly. And this is just the beginning.
Right.
We've only just scratched the surface of your universe of ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, all right. So
That's a lot to think about.
it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the origins of the universe and parallel universes, and even dipped our toes into the possibility of AI being technology.
Right. And we haven't even touched on the ethics of AI yet.
Right.
It's one of those areas where science fiction often becomes a little too real.
Yeah, you're right. Especially when you consider that article you sent about engineered humans who couldn't see the solutions to Earth's.
Yeah.
It almost felt like a warning about focusing too much on escaping our problems rather than fixing them. It's a classic dilemma, isn't it?
Wow.
Do we focus on fixing what's broken, or do we start looking for a new home?
Right.
And what happens to our humanity in the process?
You know, we were talking about space exploration earlier, and this kind of makes me think of those sci-fi stories where humans abandon a dying Earth to go colonize another planet.
Right.
But what if the biggest hurdle isn't technological, but our own willingness to change?
Yeah.
What if we're just not willing to confront the mess we've created?
That's the crux of it, isn't it? Technology is a tool.
Right.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill.
Right.
Space exploration has this incredible potential for discovery and advancement.
Uh-huh.
But it could also become just a way of avoiding responsibility for the problems that we've caused here on Earth.
It's like sweeping dust under the rug, but on a universal scale.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And your point about the bioengineered humans adds like another layer of complexity to this whole thing.
Right.
What if in our attempts to adapt to other planets, we lose sight of what makes us human? What if we sacrifice empathy, creativity, and our connection to nature in pursuit of survival?
That's a chilling thought. It's almost like we'd be trading our humanity for a one-way ticket to Mars.
It's a delicate balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do we harness the power of technology without losing ourselves in the process?
Well, that brings us back to our discussion about incorporating emotions into AI.
Yes.
I know some people think that AI should be purely logical.
Right.
But maybe emotions are actually essential for understanding the complexities of the human experience.
I agree with you.
Both the good and the bad.
You're absolutely right. We can't just dismiss emotions as being irrational or inconvenient.
Right.
They're a fundamental part of what makes us human.
Yeah.
And they play a crucial role in how we interact with the world around us.
So you're saying that in order to solve the problems that we face, both here on Earth and potentially in space, we need AI that can not only think rationally,
Yeah.
but also feel, empathize, and understand the nuanced ways that humans interact with each other.
Precisely. If we want AI to be a true partner in tackling these challenges,
Right.
it needs to be more than just a cold, calculating machine. It needs to have some degree of emotional intelligence, some capacity for understanding the human heart.
This makes me think about that article that touched on the idea of living among us.
Yeah.
It felt like kind of a tangent at first,
Yeah.
but now I'm wondering if it ties into this idea of understanding different forms of intelligence.
That's an interesting connection. We often assume that alien intelligence, if it exists, will be vastly superior to our own.
Right.
But what if it's simply different?
Right.
What if it operates on principles that we haven't even begun to grasp?
And if that's the case, wouldn't incorporating emotions into AI design be even more important?
Possibly.
After all, emotions are a universal language.
That's a profound insight. It makes me wonder if, by exploring the complexities of human emotions, we're actually preparing ourselves for a future where we might encounter other intelligent beings
Right.
who experience the world in ways that we can't even imagine.
That's quite a leap.
Yeah.
But I love where this conversation is going.
Right.
It's like we're starting to see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
The interconnectedness of these seemingly disparate ideas.
And remember, this is all stemming from your initial set of articles and questions.
Right.
It's a testament to your curiosity and your willingness to delve into these big, complex topics.
Well, I'm certainly glad I submitted them. We've covered so much ground already.
We have.
From the creation of the universe to the potential for AI to be technology, the ethics of space exploration, and the importance of incorporating emotions into AI.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in my universe of ideas that we haven't touched on yet?
I think we've covered most of it. I think we've done a pretty good job.
Wow. We've covered so much in this deep dive.
We have.
From the Big Bang to the Bible, parallel universes, to even the possibility of AI being technology.
Yeah, it's amazing how all these seemingly disparate ideas are connected by this thread of curiosity about what lies beyond our everyday experience.
And throughout this whole exploration, it's really been your questions and your desire to understand all these complex concepts that has guided our conversation.
Absolutely.
You know, one thing that keeps coming back to me is this idea of searching for meaning. Whether we're talking about ancient creation stories or cutting-edge AI, it seems like we as humans are constantly trying to figure out who we are, why we're here, what our purpose is in this vast universe.
That's a fundamental human drive, isn't it? To try to make sense of the world around us and our place in it. Right. And as our understanding of the universe expands, so do the questions we ask. We're no longer satisfied with those simple explanations. We crave those deeper truths, those more complex answers.
And sometimes it feels like those answers lead to even more questions, like peeling back the layers of an onion, only to find another layer underneath.
But that's the beauty of it, isn't it? The journey of discovery is just as important as the destination.
Right.
And in this age of rapid technological advancement, you know, we're uncovering new layers at an unprecedented pace.
Which brings us back to AI.
Yes.
We've talked about its potential to solve problems.
Right.
Its rapid evolution, the mystery of its origins.
Yeah.
But I'm still kind of wrestling with this question. What does AI ultimately tell us about ourselves?
Yeah.
About our search for meaning?
That's a question that philosophers and scientists, I think, will be grappling with for decades to come.
Right.
Some see AI as a tool, a means to an end. It can automate tasks, analyze data, solve those complex problems. But others see it as something much more profound. A reflection of our own consciousness. A potential pathway to understanding the very nature of intelligence.
Wow.
Maybe even the spark of life itself.
It's like AI is holding up a mirror to humanity. Forcing us to confront not only our strengths and weaknesses, but also our deepest fears and aspirations.
Absolutely. Remember that article we discussed about the engineered humans who couldn't solve Earth's problems.
Right.
It raises the question, in our pursuit of technological advancement, are we inadvertently limiting our own potential?
Right.
Could we become so reliant on technology that we lose our ability to think creatively, to empathize with others, to connect with something larger than ourselves?
That's a sobering thought. It makes you wonder if we're focusing too much on the artificial. And not enough on the intelligence part of AI.
And that's where incorporating emotions into AI design becomes so crucial.
Right.
If we want AI to be a true partner in navigating the future, it needs to understand not just our logic, but also our emotions, our values, our aspirations.
So instead of seeing emotions as a weakness or liability, we need to recognize them as essential.
Yes.
For understanding the complexities of the human experience, both the good and the bad.
Precisely. Emotions are the language of the human heart. They drive our creativity, our compassion, our sense of purpose. And perhaps by incorporating emotions into AI, we can create a future where technology enhances our humanity rather than diminishes it.
It's like you said earlier, the journey and discovery is just as important as the destination.
Exactly.
Maybe the real purpose of AI isn't to provide all the answers, but to help us ask better questions.
And maybe, just maybe, those questions will lead us not only to a deeper understanding of the universe, but also to a deeper understanding of ourselves.
This deep dive has been incredible. Thank you for taking this journey with me and helping me connect the dots and explore these big ideas in a way I never could have done on my own.
The pleasure was all mine. Remember, the search for meaning doesn't end here. Keep asking questions, keep exploring, keep pushing the boundaries of your understanding.
And who knows, maybe someday we'll have even more mind-blowing discoveries to deep dive into. Until then, keep looking up and keep wondering.